Hi there, it's Jenna from scribblinggrace.com. So every time that I show this journaling Bible, which was my first journaling Bible ever, I get asked so many times about how I created these tabs, if I bought them, where I got them, and things like that. So I thought that I would go ahead and show you that yes, I created almost all of these myself. Of course, some of them are store-bought, but all of these fabric guys and things like that were all created by me. So I thought that I would go ahead and show you how to create some Bible tabs. So we're going to start with my favorite one, which is these fabric tabs. So all you need for this is a piece of fabric. So I just got a few squares of fabric on sale from my craft store. They're just in a discount bin on little scraps here. And I have some paper clips. So you can use the large or the small, but I find that the large stay easier in your Bible than the small ones. But if you are going to use a small one like this, then I recommend taping it to your page with washi tape or something to secure it on. Usually I just go for the bigger ones. So the size of your fabric isn't super crucial. You want about at least 6 inches, I would say, in length. And I'm just going to take my scissors and cut off about 1 inch in width, but it's not super important. You can do these really skinny, or you can do them nice, big, and thick if you'd like. And I just cut it down in a line. You also can, of course, iron your fabric ahead of time, but I don't need to do that. I don't find it's necessary. You can also just cut a slit here and then rip it up if you're strong enough. And that'll create a cool ripped edge if that's something you're into. But I mostly just cut them. And then it's really easy to do this. So you just take your fabric and about in the center, and you place it about in the center of your paper clip, and make sure that your paper clip is face down so that it'll stick into your page. And you're just going to take the first side and just wrap it around and stick it right up into the paper clip. And then you're going to do that same thing with the next side. You just wrap it around back into the paper clip and just pull it through. And then you just pull it tight and trim off the edges, or however tall or long you want it to be. You can trim it at an angle, you can trim it at different lengths to give variety, but that's it. Easy peasy. So you can do this with all types of fabrics, any extra clothing items that you have around. You can do these really easily with ribbons as well. And I'm going to show you how to do this with yarn. So I just have a piece of yarn here, and I'm going to make this fairly long. And I'm just going to fold this a couple times, about that 6 inches again in length, and just fold it back and forth so that I have a good thick amount of yarn here. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing with my paper clip. Find the paper clip here. Okay, so again, my paper clip is face down, and then I'm going to just go from the center of where my yarn is and just wrap the first side. To make it easier, I'm going to twist it a little bit and then just stick it back into the top. Pull it through, and then I'm going to do that again. There we go. And then you just pull it to tighten. And then just trim it off. And that creates kind of more of a tassel-y tab there. And then they're super easy to just paper clip right into your Bible page. So another tab that I really love is this flower tab here. It was super easy to make, and these flowers, any type of fake flower that's small and flat works. And I'll show you how I do it. So I got my flowers at the craft store. They're often sold in the scrapbooking section. And this is like it comes in a pack of 3, and they're all stuck together kind of thing. And they have the wires in the back, which is super handy dandy. But if you have any type of fake flower that's tiny, but it doesn't have the wire, you just would hot glue it. You just take your paper clip. Let me find a paper clip really quick. You just take your paper clip, glue it to the top with hot glue, and probably stick like a piece of fabric or a piece of paper to secure it to the top of your tab, and that's it. But for this one, since I have the wire in the back, I'll try to find a link to these flowers that I'm using so that you can do this yourself. So since it has the wire, all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it through my tab here, and then just stick it back through my paper clip multiple times, just so it secures to my paper clip. And then I'll just wrap it around a couple times. And that's it, easy peasy, and such a cute little tab. All right, and then before I move on to the paper tabs, I wanted to show you how to do the same fabric tab with washi tape. So all you do is you just pull off a piece of your washi tape, fairly long, but again, the size doesn't matter too much because you're just going to trim it. And then you're just going to fold it in half so that the sticky sides go together. And just get your paper clip ready, and you're going to do the same exact thing. So you start in the middle, and then just bring one side in and up, and the other side in. And then just pull to tighten. And then you just trim it. And you have another cute little tab. This is a great way to use up your washi stash if you have a bunch of washi tape hanging around. All right, and now let's go ahead and move on to paper tabs. So there's a couple ways that you can do paper tabs. I'm gonna go ahead and use this sheet of scrapbook paper. And the way that I like to do it, the easiest way without any special equipment, is you're just gonna cut about a 1.5 inch slit of paper. So you can measure this and draw a line so you make sure that it's straight, but I'm just gonna eyeball it for this video. And then you're just gonna fold it in half. This is pretty straightforward. And then you're just gonna go ahead and cut it about 1 inch wide, or however wide you want. You could also, of course, do this taller and shorter, or longer and taller. Yeah, taller and you get what I mean. Do it however you'd like. And then you just go ahead, add some, I'd use a glue stick, or just, I have this little tape glue thing, and you just put a little piece on each side of the top parts of your tab, and then you just go ahead and you just stick it in right there so that parts of it stick out. And then, of course, you can add lettering or whatever to mark what verse you're working on or anything like that. Easy peasy. Another way that you can do this is by using a tab punch. So this tab punch I like because it creates a really cool, traditional tab look, but it also can be a little finicky. So I'll show you how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and use this same sheet of paper here, and I have the folded side going up. And I'm just gonna stick it down into my tab punch and make sure it's all the way down in there. And you're gonna wanna leave a little bit of space between that top portion of the tab punch and where you folded it. If you don't leave that space, you're just gonna end up punching through it and you're not gonna have the fold, so it's not double-sided, but I'll show you that in a second as well. And then you just press down and you have a cool tab punch as well, and you just, again, just glue it into your Bible. I actually created all of the tabs for my study Bible this way with that same tab punch. If I can show you one, there you go. So it's really cool and makes really nice uniform tabs, but it is a little more I found that creating all of these tabs was a bit time consuming. I would have just cut squares if I knew how long it was going to take. So that's just something to keep in mind. But these tab punches aren't all that super pricey. So it's something that if you want to create a lot of paper tabs regularly, I think it's worth getting, but it's up to you, of course. And so that's to make a double-sided tab. But if you just wanted to do a single-sided tab, you just stick it in and cut out your tab into the paper. And then you have your single-sided, which on this piece of scrapbook paper that I have, it's double-sided scrapbook paper, so it is kind of cool if you want to have a something a little different on each side. And then you could just stick it in with tape or washi tape or things like that. All right. And last but not least, I wanted to show you a washi tab that you can just easily stick into your Bible. So let me just find a page here to show you. We'll just do it on this page. I'll add a washi tab. And so I'm just going to take my washi tape. Of course, if you have like a thicker washi tape or a thinner one, it works as well. And I'm just going to rip it. And you can do this a couple ways. So you can just stick it in like this, which is what I usually do, and fold it over. And then it'll stick onto the other side as well. And that creates kind of a nice thin little washi tab. Or you can rip off kind of equal sizes, stick just part of it on, and then do that again on the other side of the page so that they stick together. I didn't do that super even, but that's okay. And then I'll just trim off the edges. And then you have more of a normal sized washi tape tag. So those are some easy ways to make tabs. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have fun making your own tabs. I think it's a great way to use extra yarn or fabric that you have lying around. All right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to check out the blog post that goes along with this video at scribblinggrace.com/tabs, and I'll try to find all of the links to supplies that I use to make these, like these little flowers there, and some extra information will be in there. All right, have a great day. God bless.